Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Retro PC. Mike here, and we're going to take a look at Fatal Racing. This game came out in 1995 and is interesting. It's definitely on the more primitive side of PC games, but at the time, given the 3D polygon thing going on and the 3D tracks, I would have loved this. Now, this is definitely not nostalgic for me because I have never played this until quite recently. But just want to give you an idea what this game is all about. First and foremost, you got to pick your car. You have the wagon, the Zitzen, the Mission, the Plus, but I think you have to actually select them to see them. So this is the Auto Aerial. This is the De Silva. And the music is just hilarious. Very meaty. The Pulse, all like pretty much the same shape with just, different graphic overlay. I'll give them credit for 1995, not bad. The Mission here, the Zizen, and then of course the Wagon. On the far right, you have all of the specs, starting with the what looks like the Auto Aerial to be the easiest to from the Reese being the toughest. Um, why would I say that? Because I'm seeing like top speed maxed out on the Reese, where on the Auto it's half. You go to the Global, you get close to the top. So that's my guess. Again, I have not dug into this too much, but we're gonna roll with the Global here. Next, you got to pick your track. Each car has its own track. All pretty interesting, I will say. Some definitely easier than others. I tried this one, it was impossible. Also tried this one, and it was impossible. So I'm going to go with one I can definitely potentially get through, but also enjoy. And we'll do the Pulse. You can check out the configuration. There's miscellaneous, the detail, which I have basically maxed out. Control, joystick calibration if you have one. Sound, and then names. I guess you can change. You sure can, but I'm not going to. Those are the names of yourself and the other drivers. Players, of course, one or two. Game types allows you to control damage, which I played on high. So I'm going to set to medium this time for the sake of this video. Oh, let me check out some of these other things here. Car, number of cars, we'll keep it 16. Difficulty, we'll keep that at medium. And then the game types, you have single race, championship, or you can do time trials. We'll stick to single race. You can look at replays, which I don't believe I have any of. Yeah, because I didn't save anything yet. It always asks you if you want to save your replays, which is really cool. You check out lap records, and of course you can leave, which we do not want to do. We want to start, which is at the very bottom there. See where my cursor actually starts at is on the start button. Let's race.
Drivers ready. Engines ready. Go!
All right. This is definitely slower than the other cars I raced with, which might not be a bad thing. I do believe there's a way to remove stuff in terms of the view, which I might need to look up again. Let's look at all this stuff on the screen. I don't know how you're supposed to see anything with all that information. That's the view I'm looking for. There is definitely a way to remove all that text. I just can't seem to figure out how to do it. Jeez, I'm terrible at this.
Keep going.
See if I can catch up. Give you an idea, there's 3 cars on the left, and that is because that's like my lives. So I can't blow up. See how I'm smoking now? Means my car is damaged. Everything else on the screen, of course, is pretty self-explanatory. Okay, let's try a different track. I want to show you one with a couple of loop-de-loops here. They are crazy. I have yet to figure out how to. This one looks like it has a jump. Let me show you here the. Let's just give this one a try. So this one has a corkscrew and a jump. And I played this one, and wow. I'm not sure. This is where I feel heavily that there's some sort of boost that has to come into play here to get around that stuff.
Drivers ready.
And I'm just not sure
Go.
how to do that. So maybe the internet will need to help us out here in a moment.
Here it comes.
So here's the corkscrew. You see how that's just every time for me. So there must be some way to get through that. I just don't know how. Or somewhere you have to stay, maybe in the black here. I'm not sure what the expectation is there. But, I mean, this is obviously the hardest track. It has not only that, but coming up here we'll have a loop-de-loop, which I also can't seem to get around. That would be my first time. All right, so it is possible. The corkscrew, though, I don't know. Whoa, that is a heck of a jump. I mean, it's a fun game. I won't lie. It's definitely a challenge, but it is fun. I'm thinking you gotta stay. I don't know where to stay for that. I don't know where. So maybe that's not boost. Maybe that's damage? I really don't know. I don't see a boost. I mean, there's no controls listing that there is boost. Looks like a boost gauge to me, and what I'm talking about is that little green and yellow thing to the left of my speedometer there.
Here it comes.
I'm guessing you need to just stay dead center for this one, which I'm now pulling off. Camera angle's a little weird how it flips like that. This massive jump. And the corkscrew, though.
Keep going.
I don't know how that works. As I keep crashing, you're going to see my car gradually get worse and worse. So it's definitely a damage gauge because now we're up to orange. So green is good. Getting to max is bad. That's max damage. Okay, so now we know there's no boost. And my car is starting to get in pretty rough shape. I just want to get through that corkscrew once. It's really my only goal here. Oh no. Oh, see, now there's flames shooting out of my car, which I find hilarious. The damage model, I mean, is pretty primitive, but
Keep going.
hey, they tried, and I'll give them credit. So this, figure out how to get around this here. I'm on to something there.
Watch out. She's gonna blow.
I'm in pretty rough shape now. Car's barely moving. And there's really no way to reset your damage, like to use a different life. You just gotta kind of die, from what I've realized. You just gotta blow up, which is not going to be much longer as soon as one more person hits me. There we go. Which is why they call it Fatal Racing. And I got 2 cars left. If I could just get through that corkscrew. So it looks like they stay. You got to stay like dead center of it to make it around. I will never pull that off. I mean, it's enjoyable for a short amount of time. The pros, I like the look of it. It's a really retro look that I love in games. I kind of gravitate towards these kind of early 3D games. I don't know why. They're really fun. And I think the cars do look great considering they all look very similar. The music is terrible. It's just meaty. The guy that talks, the announcer, is very repetitious. Always says the same stuff on every turn, so that's a little annoying, but it's not enough to like drive you mad or want to turn them off. The track designs are, I mean, if you notice, okay. For, I mean, you got to give this game credit for what it's doing. The fact that it's just showing you a 3D model here for the track, I think is pretty cool. Um, the jumps are fun because they're just outrageously nuts. The cons, though, is it's really hard. Even on easy, it's pretty hard. Never have I won. Most of the corkscrews and stuff are easy to fall off of if you don't ace it. As you noticed, I cannot seem to pull that off whatsoever. That is the hardest track, though. And the tracks are pretty short. A lot of laps, but they're short. I like that you can record your replays, look at lap records. It's there's a lot here for the time. By today's standards, of course, this is a shell of a game in terms of features and what's there, but you know, can't really compare. It's apples and oranges, literally, because this is 1995 we're talking about here, a racing game in 3D from 1995. So it's pretty cool. This is again one of those games. As a kid, I'm sure I would have wasted hours playing this and getting really good at it. Today, it's one of those things where it is definitely fun to check out, and I recommend doing so if you have the means. Otherwise, it's a relic of the past. But yeah, that's Fatal Racing in a nutshell. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm happy to have gotten a video out before the end of the year. Happy New Year, everyone. Hope you all had a great holiday. More to come. Thanks so much for watching.
Goodbye.